everyone, welcome back to our channel. It's Imelda here from Three Scrappy Sisters, and I have another Smash Your Stash video. In this series, I am hoping to inspire you to use your stash. All of those things that you have hidden away, that you've stored, maybe some things that you've forgotten about, or things that you don't know how to use. I am hopefully going to light that fire under you to get those things out and get them on a page. Whether it's just a little bit on a page or whether you use the whole piece of it, just use it up. It will hopefully inspire you and you don't have to buy so much more stuff. Or it will, as in my case, it will clear up some space in your room so that you can buy more stuff. So I am just starting here with 3 photos. I printed them in black and white because there was a lot of colors going on. My son was wearing blue, my daughter was wearing purple and pink, and the wall was like a tan, the floor was, like a darker brown, so there was just too much going on. So I figured that I wanted to use black and white so that I can put some colors together. So I am just using this Simple Life, I think it's Merry polka dots, something like that. I'll link it down below for you. This pattern paper in a kind of a peachy pink color. And at first I thought, I knew I wanted to back my photos on it, but then I thought since I had gutted the center of it, I wanted to make sure that I didn't want to frame the white cardstock with it. So before I went ahead and mounted the photos on it, I just wanted to make sure that that's not the route I was going in. So I did say white cardstock. I am going to use white cardstock this time around. Believe it or not, I am running out of the thicker pattern paper that isn't double-sided that I can use as a white background. So I have been making quite a dent into that stash, and so now I feel like I can, without guilt, use my white cardstock. So like I said, I mounted, or I have, I've mounted my photos on this peachy color, and now I'm just trying to play around to figure out how I want my photos to go. I pull out this crepe paper roll that I got at, I believe it was a dollar store here in Canada. It's called the Dollarama. In the party section, and I thought I might want to use that, but I really wanted to use this page from Oh Snap collection by Echo Park. I do use this triangle side and the other side, which is stripes, so I didn't really think that the black and white polka dot really went with that, so I put that aside. I am using that wood grain. It's a gray wood grain from Studio Calico. I'm not sure what collection or what kit it came from, but I will try and look that up for you and link it in the bottom. But I am going to use that. I decided that I wanted to cut it on an angle. Originally I was going to stick it to the bottom of the page, but I couldn't figure out how I wanted my photos to lay, and I didn't want them just floating in the middle. So I went for a vertical design, and I am going to anchor my photos onto the pattern papers that are going vertically. So at this point I'm thinking that I want to soften the layers with some vellum. So I am just taking my ruler and I'm tearing it, but I don't like the way that ends up looking, so I push that off to the side. I wanted to put focus on one photo as opposed to all 3 of them, and so I felt that putting the vellum on all 3 of them was kind of drawing a lot. It was getting too busy, even though it's not a busy layout. It was drawing a lot of attention to the photos. So I'm going to put that aside for a little while, and I'm going to play with these paper goods from Pink Paisley. It's from the Secret Crush collection, and they're just little tabs. I'm going to look through these tickets and this ephemera, but I don't end up using any of it. I do use just a little tab, but that's it really. The pink was just not the right shade of pink that went with the papers that I already have going, so I don't use that. So now I'm going to look at this these sticker accents from Echo Park from the Oh Snap collection. And I am hoping to incorporate some of these here. So I do grab a little sticker that says love, and at this point off camera or at a frame I am just adding some baby powder to the back of it so that it's not so sticky, as you can see here, and now I'm getting it everywhere. The good thing about this is that it smells nice, so even if it gets everywhere, that's okay. So I do find that frame that says best day ever with a little heart, which I thought was perfect, and I am sticking it on, or I'm layering it behind the top photo at the moment, but I do end up moving it to the middle photo. And the reason I do that is because I wanted this layout to be focused around both of my children as opposed to just one, and the photo on the top is just of my son. So let me just tell you a little bit about these photos. These photos were taken probably about 5 years ago now, and they are of my kids. They were playing behind the curtain, right under the window, obviously, and I just heard them giggling and laughing, so I kind of peeked my head in there, and they were kind of a little startled and surprised to see me. So we just started playing basically peekaboo, and they were just laughing every time. It was just adorable. So I had to capture that moment and document it here. It's been a long time since this has happened, and I'm finally able to get it down on paper and document it. So I just thought that these were just so cute, and the faces that they're making, the big smiles. They're all basically mid-laugh in all of these photos. The one of my son, every time I look at it, I keep thinking that that looks like someone's big belly or something that he's leaning on. It's actually not, it's just a wall. So I did want to clarify that my belly is not that big. It's just a wall. So and I guess it's the glare from the window, and I can't remember if there was a flash on when I took the photo, but anyhow. So I am just going to glue this all down. I did take that little Polaroid flip frame and cut it just to make it a little bit longer, because the photo is a bit taller than the frame, so I just wanted to give the illusion that it's just the right size. So I'm going to use some tissue here. There was a lot of layers and too many that I didn't want, so I am cutting that down a little bit and just putting the photo on top, sizing it, seeing how big I want the tissue, and just going back and trimming. Now I am adding this red, peach, pink banner and working on my layers, and I'm going to staple this little tag here. I find that when I am at first laying out my elements, I like the way it looks, and then I kind of move everything. Sometimes I take a photo, sometimes I don't. But when I move everything and try to put everything back together, I almost find more things or new things or a new arrangement that I like better. So I don't really focus too much on getting it perfect just the way it was before, because I have a general idea of where I want things, but if that takes you into a different place, that's okay. And it's okay with me. So I did find a sticker on the Oh Snap sticker sheet that I thought I wanted to use, but I didn't end up using it. There was just too much of the brown on it. But once I took the sticker off, there was this little pink circle border that was left around it, and I really liked that. So I cut that because it was actually a sticker. So I just cut that, and I'm placing it behind my photo here in the middle, just to give a little bit more focus and emphasis on the middle photo. So I'm just going to play around with that, and I do end up gluing them. I use my fine line bottle with the Scotch Quick Dry Glue. So I'm going to have a look at some washi tapes here. I don't actually end up using any of them. I have a lot of washi tape that I don't use. This one here was from a Studio Calico kit. You can't actually see what I'm doing with it. But there are some phrases printed on it. Some say good times, thumbs up, stuff like that. But I wasn't really feeling the way that the text was showing up, and because it was washi, I didn't want to put it horizontally because then you would be able to see the stripes and the patterns through it, and I didn't want to do that. So I chucked that, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere everything else down. I do want to apologize that I am a little bit out of frame here. I am still trying to figure out the configuration of my desk, my camera, tripod, all that good stuff. I did just get a couple new, I don't want to call them shelves. I'm going to call them shelves or drawers for a lack of a better word. I did get a couple of new ones, so I did want them close to my desk. And I had to kind of figure out how I was going to have everything set up. So I did move some stuff around, and then I ended up moving my tripod, so that's why it's a little bit off. But I will fix it for the next one. So I am just going to add some Heidi Shine in Peach, and I do add some in bronzer as well off camera. But I'm just going to add some to the bottom left of the photo strip and the top left and bottom right of the photo strip. And I'm just going to dab it off really quick here because I noticed that it was on the edge of the pattern paper, the stripe, and it was starting to bleed through, and I didn't want that to continue, so I dabbed it off right away. And now I'm going to add some enamel dots in white, and they're just from Michaels. They're not even Recollection, they're just the Michaels brand, no name brand. I don't know what it is. And I'm going to add some Tim Holtz Tiny Word stickers. The one I add on the top says no peeking, and the one I add on the bottom I can't remember. I can't remember. You'll be able to see in the video. It's just really small here, and I can't see what it says. The frame in the middle says the best day ever, and I am just going to add some thread nest type dealy things behind the photos. I thought I wanted to add it to the middle because I wanted to keep the focus on the middle, but when I tried it, it was too much, so I figured I would add some to the top and some to the bottom just to kind of guide your eye throughout the page from top to bottom. I did think about adding a title and some stickers, but I didn't like the way that looked, so I quit that. So that's the layout there. Here are some close-ups and some stills. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it has inspired you to use some of your stash, even if it is just a little bit of the pattern paper that you have laying around. Thank you so much to all of our new subscribers, and hope to see you next time. Bye!